Hi guys, today I want to talk about something that is truly special to me, something that I never leave my apartment without. And no, I'm not talking about my wife. I don't even have a wife. I don't know why I said that. I am of course talking about my camera bag. So this is the Shimoda Explore V2. Now this camera bag has been around for a while. I think it was released back in October 2021, but I bought it around 8 months ago, and I gotta say, I am absolutely in love with it. And that is why I'm doing this review. I want to give this backpack the praise and attention that I think it deserves. So first off, this is the big brother of the older model, which is the V1. Now this backpack also has a female version, or as Shimoda calls it, the women's series. Now the women's series sadly only comes in one color, which is a teal color, and the size options you can choose from is either 25 or 30 liters. While the men version comes in this black color or a army green color, and the size options you can choose from here is 25, 30 and 35 liters. Now this backpack is targeted towards people who do epic adventure, landscape and traveling. Now I think this is the reason also they didn't go above 35 liters, because they want to make sure that it does fit into the overhead compartment on the airplanes. Now I have flown with this backpack, and when I did, I kind of overpacked it a bit. It was bulging out on the top and on the sides, so I had to give it a little force to get it in the overhead compartment. Now I think you might get away with a 40 liters or maybe even a 50 liters if you do not overpack it like I did. Now if you do want a similar backpack like this, but you would rather prefer a larger size, you don't have to worry, because this backpack does have a twin brother, which is the Shimoda Action X. Now the Shimoda Action X on the other hand comes in 25, 30, 40, 50 and brace yourself, 70 liters. Now the reason for this is because the Action X is targeted more towards people who do extreme sports that needs to carry extra equipment, so ice axes, ropes, skis, snowboards and stuff like that. So it makes more sense that that backpack comes in a larger size. It also comes with more convenient mounting straps for the equipment that you do need to carry. Now with all that said, that doesn't mean you can't use the Explore for extreme sports, and the same goes with the Action X. Of course you can do landscape, epic adventure and exploring with the Action X. Now I think this is where most people get confused. They think one is better than the other in the specific areas, but I can assure you they are equally as good when it comes to challenging environments. I have been on high mountains with this backpack, and I've been attacked with both snow and rain from all angles, and let me assure you that there is nothing wrong with this backpack for that type of environment. The thing is, you need to figure out what is more convenient for you. Now I chose the 35 liters because it fits my style of run and gun shooting, and it was also kind of a deal breaker for me that I could fit this into the overhead compartment on the airplane. Now if you want to see my setup and how and what I have packed in my camera bag, you can click this video in the top corner right here. Now when it comes to the pricing of these backpacks, I suggest you do your own research, because it does of course vary from country to country. What I can say is I got mine here in Norway, and right now this goes via a third party for $290, and that is with the DSLR compartment unit, and $258 without it. But on Shimoda's official homepage, it is sold for $400 with the compartment unit and $320 without it. So that is also something you need to look out for. Are you buying it with the DSLR compartment unit, or are you buying it without it? Something else I absolutely love with this backpack is the design. Now when you buy something that comes in black, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look good, but that is definitely not the case here. Now because of the material on this backpack, it does reflect a little bit of light, which gives you that nice black shining look, and with a touch of these brown leather zippers and the leather on the sides here, it really complements the black color in my opinion. Now speaking of the material, the build quality is great. It is made out of nylon shell material, and that will make sure your camera gear is well protected, and the base panel on the bottom here is a heavy duty reinforced based material. Now as you can see, we have these two holes on the bottom here on each side. Now this is to let the water escape if it should get really wet. And it also comes with this raincoat, which I do highly recommend, of course, if you are to encounter any heavy rainfall. Now, for the majority of the people that are looking into buying a new backpack, it always comes down to the main thing, and that is how comfortable is it and how well does it fit you, right? Now, I'm not going to sit there and say that I have worn over hundreds of backpacks because I haven't. But what I will say is that out of all the backpacks I have been wearing, this is hands down the most comfortable one. So what is it that makes this backpack such a comfortable experience? Well, first off, let's start in the back here. Now, as you can see on the back here, both on the shoulder straps and the back panel, we find a lot of mesh and padding. At the top here, we have the sternum straps. Now, the sternum straps is the thing that keeps your shoulder straps together. And further down here, we have the hip belt. Now, this hip belt is also removable. And the hip belt is actually the thing that does most of the heavy lifting. And this means that the hip belt is actually taking away a lot of weight from your shoulders. So the way the hip belt, the sternum straps, and the mesh and the padding all kind of work together, that is what makes this such a comfortable experience. Now, this backpack does come with a ton of pockets. It was kind of overwhelming at first to begin with, but after a while I really grew to appreciate them. So starting off with the shoulder pads, we got one pocket on each side. Now, these are very easy to access, and I found this left pocket to be the perfect candidate for carrying my phone. On both sides of this backpack, you will find two zippers. Now, both of these zippers are leading to the same storage room. So when we open up the top zipper here, we can find two more secondary pockets inside. On the other end of this pocket, there is a little side pocket. And this is what the bottom zipper is for. So inside the side pocket here, we can pull out a elasticized mesh pocket. Now, I found this to be perfect for either carrying a bottle of water, a tripod, or my gimbal. Now, at the back of the backpack, we can unzip and access the compartment unit. Now, the compartment unit you can customize as much as you want to your liking. Just to give you an example, you can have a lens here and your camera here, or you can have your drone here and your extra accessories like batteries in these small ones up here. Or maybe you don't like these small rooms at all, so you can just completely remove them from your unit. This compartment unit also comes with this extra linen protection, and that will make sure that you get this little extra layer of protection for your gear. Now, on the side of the compartment unit, we can also find a zipper which brings us back to the side pockets. So if you decide to put your camera in this room, you will have easy access for a better workflow without having to open up the whole back panel. And if you want to use the backpack without the compartment unit, you can just completely remove it from the backpack. Now, at the back of the back panel, there is a laptop sleeve as well. Now, this provides padding and protection for your laptop while also keeping it separate from other items in the backpack. Now, I have a 16-inch laptop, which makes it a little tight, but I actually do kind of prefer it this way. Moving on to the top of the backpack, we find a zipper which will take us to the main storage room. And on the inside, we find another pocket made out of mesh. Now, something to note here is, as you can see, we can also access the laptop from this side. Now, that means it's not completely sealed off from the compartment unit, so I would be careful to put any sort of food or liquid in this storage room. But if we unzip the next zipper in front of the main compartment area, we can find a completely sealed off storage room with pockets with mesh both in the front and one in the back. Now, moving even further, you will find two more additional compartments. That's right, the first one here has two small pockets inside, and the storage room itself goes all the way to the bottom of the backpack. And lastly, we have the storage area all the way at the front. Now, this room is quite tight, so this makes more sense for thin items like filters or papers. Now, this is where I keep my papers, like my drone license, my insurance, my shot list, my storyboard, and stuff like that. The ease of use of this backpack is also exceptional. At the top, we have a handle. If that doesn't work for you, there is a handle at the side here, and my personal favorite are these handles at the bottom and at the top. Now, you will be surprised how good these actually are in the field when you need to move a couple of meters and you don't need to close everything up in order to do so. Now, at the back here, you will also find these letters, small, medium, and large. Now these are to adjust your shoulder straps so that it will fit the length of your torso. Now this backpack also has a steel frame. Now this will keep the backpack steady and keep it from falling over. Now if you decide to use the side pockets for your tripod or your gimbal, you do have these straps on the side here that you can use to tighten and secure your equipment. Now with the backpack you also get these accessory straps that you can use to attach gear to the exterior. Now when it comes to the cons of this backpack, there isn't really much to say, but there are two minor things that does bother me. The first is the linen protection for the DSLR compartment unit. Now I found this to be such a pain to open and close. You kind of have to take it out of the bag to close it and then put it back in again. So I usually just have it open and put it over like this, depending on how far I am hiking and of course how wet I am going to get. Now the other issue is the shoulder strap. Now I have the DJI Osmo Action 4, which I bought with the backpack strap mount from DJI. And as you can see here, because of the shoulder straps being so broad here, I'm kind of forced to attach the strap mount all the way up here. Now I can still angle the camera, but I would rather prefer to have it lower. And if I record my hikes and talk at the same time to the camera, it gets way too close to my mouth, so it picks up all the breathing and other noises. But overall, these are just minor things, and the good outweighs the bad when it comes to this backpack, so that is a small price I am willing to pay. Now, despite the minor drawbacks, the Explore V2 impresses on its overall performance. Whether you are navigating challenging terrains or you are out there documenting extreme sports, this backpack has proven to be a worthy investment, offering convenience, protection, and peace of mind on every expedition. I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.